We need to talk, guys. Now just trolling you. Yo y'all, welcome to a new video. I'm some engineer. And what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be addressing the controversy with one of my latest uploads. If you guys haven't been in the loop, I've been on a 30-day marathon with YouTube where I've been uploading videos for the past like 19 days or something like that. And one of my uploads was the following right here. It's called "This Game Sucks," of me playing Wuchang Fallen Feathers. And as you guys can see, the comments went crazy. This is probably my most commented on video that I've uploaded to date. So what I want to do is talk about the points that you guys have given and your guys' perspectives and the way the communication kind of worked, right? So first of all, I want to start with this. I really appreciate your feedback. I appreciate any feedback of any sort. And with feedback, I appreciate constructive criticism, right? Some of you guys had differing, like, you know, it was a half-half basically. Half of the comment section was just like, yeah, this game sucks, and the other half was just like disagreeing with that. But where I take issue is when somebody says, oh yeah, it's a skill issue, this guy was just complaining the entire time. Which a lot of the comments came across as that, right? Some of the comments have been just listing stuff where it really was just like constructive and it had a lot of meat on the bone, and there I could comment and talk to you guys, but it still came across as passive aggressive even with those comments, right? But all in all, I really appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your feedback, and I want to hear your feedback. It really helps me out to grow as a creator. Even if it is just about a game and your views, I still am interested about how you guys feel when you guys watch my content, or how you guys feel when you guys hear my views on stuff like that, right? Even if your views are different of the people that are in my comment section, or even if your views are differing from me, I still appreciate that. I just don't want it to be in an antagonistic or in a disrespectful manner, right? So yeah, when I read a lot of these comments, most of them, basically all of them, that were seeing the differing way of the views of me and the views of the other people in the comment section, were pretty antagonistic and disrespectful. So I'm not going to be popping up your comments here, I'm not going to be surfacing them, but one of them did get me a bit riled up, and I want to reach out my apology to you if you're watching this video, Goddess of Victory or something like that. You guys can look at the other video. You made a comment and I did kind of, you know, they kind of pushed me over the edge, so I want to reach out my apology to you. Now to talk about the points that you guys have made that were differing to the views of the comment section and the views to me, right? You guys have said one of the points was level design, right? In the level design, and I can give you guys good examples of where the level design really failed me and where it really annoyed me, right? So at the beginning of the game, you start off with this checkpoint, right? You walk down the stairs and then there's this old guy sitting there, and that old guy was really cool because he just gave you a boss fight to just get you right into the game, right? And in typical Souls-like fashion, I didn't have any clue what this boss was doing. I died to the boss, and that's not a skill issue, but I died to the boss and the guy just disappeared. That was pretty damn annoying, right? So then we move on to the mobs. Because I died to the boss, I go back to the thing, I walk forward, there's the mobs there, and the mobs in this game are turbo terrorists. It doesn't make any sense, right? The mobs in this game are pretty damn annoying. In Souls-likes, you want I don't really like when the mobs are the selling factor of the difficulty. I like to have nuance with the mobs, you know, like in Elden Ring, you go to Noxtella, there's the knock right there, you know, like there's this big ball chasing you, these guys with these whips and with this ball that can kind of shoot forward and stuff like that. That's cool as hell. I love that, right? The mobs in Elden Ring also have difficulty, but they don't feel like a chore, right? In game design, what I really hate is when the game feels like a chore, right? And this is what I have realized with the gaming community, is you guys take and I'm talking to the people that have commented this, you guys take difficulty as a privilege, or you guys take difficulty as something that is beautiful. It is not. Helldiver community, everybody, when Helldivers was just nerfing every single weapon and the game was unfun to play, people weren't complaining about the difficulty of the game. It was that the game felt like a chore to play and that the game was horrible to the touch. Your main weapons were worthless against every single bot, but still the Helldiver community was just like, soft hands, brother. You've got some soft hands. No, it's just insanely unfair. And that's what ruined the game, to be honest, right? So a game feeling like a chore to play isn't an inherent skill issue, that's just bad game design, because the bots, the mobs in there were insanely annoying to deal with. And then the other example that I have is when you went up that like wood thing and there were these mobs right there. You just had freaking 50 terrorists lined up ready to push you down, right? That is also annoying as hell. That part right there was annoying, bro. And then there was like, then you could walk to the side, like you could walk to the side right there and there was nothing. And then the waterfall was just free to walk off and you just die, right? Level design in this is not comparable to any Soulsborne game, and the level design in this game was also horrendous, at least for the moments that were important, which is the initial first and a half hour of the game. That really grabs your attention and that makes you want to progress into the game. I didn't feel any of that. Okay, so now the second point that I want to address, which you guys brought into the comment section, was the dialogue. And one comment that I saw said you can just skip the dialogue. Are we being serious? You can skip the dialogue in a game where I want to find out what the hell is going on. In Soulsborne games, in Souls-like games, what I really love is the story, because the story is not in your face. Besides in this game, the story in this game is shoved down your throat at magnitudes that are impossible to scale, right? Basically, you walk into this, you get the first cutscene, cool dandy. Then you talk to this guy on the floor. He talks to you until you have grandchildren and they have finished college and university, and now they're a doctor. Timothy is now a doctor, right? He tells you with the dialogue in this game. It happened twice, by the way. One time with that guy that put those things on the floor, which signify you where he is, and the guy on the floor that was, you know, complaining about his situation, right? They tell you, oh yeah, go do this for me, and then they talk about something that nobody cares about for 5 decades. You have grandchildren and they're like, oh yeah, and do that now. And then they talk to you again for 5 decades and then they're like, oh yes, go do it now, go do it. Bro, that dialogue was annoying as hell. I hate being yapped full by NPCs. I love finding stuff out with show rather than tell, right? It was horrible. And then the guy with the windmills was just like, go this path. Yep. Eating an entire meal in that time. Oh yeah, go to the path now. I finished the meal. Yapping. Go to the path now. I can't. You're yapping to me, right? That was disgusting. That was disgusting. It makes you want to skip it, but you want the story. If you bought a game, it's like $70. If you bought this game, then you want the story. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to skip the story just because it's horribly written, right? So that's also, if you're saying, oh yeah, just skip the story, then you're admitting that it's horribly written, right? It's bad. I hate it. And that was in the most crucial moment of a game's existence, which is the first 1.5 hours. So it wasn't fun at all. So now to the skill issue part, right? I don't want to glaze myself here. But I've completed Elden Ring multiple times, first trying some of its hardest bosses that it has to offer with multiple characters, and I've completed all Soulsborne games, all of them, Not 100% because I'm not an achievement hunter, but I've completed every single Soulsborne games. Even some I've completed multiple times, like Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3, right? I've also played Black Myth Wukong. I've played a lot of games in this genre, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm also Eternity in Marvel Rivals. That's just me glazing myself in my gaming ability. But with the skill issue claim, it mostly is probably contributing it to the mobs of this game and my difficulty with those mobs, or with how much of a chore they felt like rather than difficulty, right? And what I can say to that is, if you look at the playthrough, if you look at the video that I've done, is I had a slither of HP, right? And the first actual boss that we stumble across, I first try her, right? That tells you right there that me at full HP against that one terrorist mob right there, that you guys are seeing on the screen right now, was harder than the boss fight of this game. That boss was challenging, but it was infinitely easier than every single one of the mobs that were in this game. And let me now just talk about the combat of this game, right? At the first part of the game, you have this sword, right? You have this sword, and it's a pretty big sword, it's a pretty heavy sword, so it's understandable that Wuchang, or any character for that matter, would be pretty slow wielding it, right? But then I got a spear, right? And Wuchang was still moving like if you put Shaq right now into NBA. Wuchang is moving at speeds that are slower than snail's pace every single time she attacks. And then there's the mobs in this game, which are just like... The mobs in this game are horrible to the feel. They are horribly designed. They have super armor, they have attacks that are infinitely faster than yours. Your attacks, you can attack once and then you need to back off like this mob is a boss. You know what I mean? With the boss, I first tried her. With the mobs, it's just like, oh yeah, I've hit you with my heavy attack now. Will you stagger? You know, talking about the one mob that is guarding the door, which leads to nothing, by the way. So that's also bad level design, by the way. To basically just bring all of this together, to basically sum it up to the way that I see it currently, is your opinions are not invalidated, not at all. I just have an issue with this game. As you guys can tell, this game really was not fun to play through. At least for the amount that I have played through it. Maybe it gets better to the like in the other part, but majority of the debates were about a skill issue, right? And that's where I take issue to that. Not a skill issue, just an issue. And what, like, with the skill issue thing, is just like, oh yeah, you need to drag yourself through sandpaper and then you will have fun in this game. I'm not working a 9 to 5 when I'm trying to play this game, right? I am trying to have fun with this game, and that's what games are for. Not dragging yourself through sandpaper and just being like, I made it! Well, half of your body is grinded through, you know what I mean? You only have your head and your arm to hold up, you know? That is just annoying, and I don't want that. With Elden Ring, it was just like, wow, this game is beautiful. The story is being conveyed in a way that is beautiful as well. There's some dialogue, and the dialogue is not overbearingly long. You don't have grandchildren by the end of it. You don't have doctors willing to pay your mortgage for you. You know, like, all of that combined is what threw me off of that game, right? And that's basically what I'm trying to tell you guys. But still, just because I see it differently than you guys, I really still appreciate your feedback, and it doesn't mean that your entire opinions are invalidated or anything like that. It is truly just the way that I have seen it, and I feel like majority of the points that I have seen in the comments were just a skill issue debate, which is just a Twitter debate, right? So I can't really validate opinions where it is just out of pure hatred or out of pure malice, right? Also, what I want to say is, when you guys comment and when you guys have differing opinions than others, please keep it friendly. I don't care if you guys are mean to me. because I have full authority of what happens. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna delete your comments, but if your comments are overbearingly mean, then you're just getting sent to non-existence, right? Just don't go after my viewers, right? That's where I kind of draw the line here, and that's something that is extremely disrespectful to do. If you guys comment on my other viewers' comments, please there at least keep it friendly. You guys can be like, oh, you're a bag of dirt to me, right? But to my comments, please be like to my viewers, please be friendly and keep this a good community to be in the comment section, or you're also getting sent to the shadow realm, right? And yeah, that's just me addressing the controversy. The game up until now really sucked. Like, it sucks booty, right? And I don't see it any other different way currently. I can continue playing the game. Tell me down below in the comments if you want me to continue playing the game, because maybe there's some beautiful stuff to be had. Maybe my vision can be different, right? But yeah, up until now it's not looking good, right? Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys had, I don't know, fun watching this video. No, I hope you guys could kind of see my perspective and the perspective of other viewers that were on my channel as well. And yeah, hope this comment section doesn't turn into a cesspool as well. Y'all take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Some Junior out.